Meanwhile, back in the lowlands.
Sup? It felt good to be back. What's it been, 3 days since I uploaded? To me, that feels like 2 weeks. Jesus. Sup, dog? The person that suggested this request, said that story 2 should get a reaction, like a good reaction out of it.
This happened late one night when I was driving back home from work on a dark and lonely highway.
That's more than dark. That's space dark. Usain Bolt. That's darker than dark. That's like Cluckness in a basement dark.
It was the kind of night that makes you wish that you were at home relaxing instead of being out on the road. There were no other cars in sight, and by happenstance, I was driving through dark territory, meaning that there was no reception on my phone. I'd been driving for quite some time and was starting to zone out a little bit. That's not to say that I was falling asleep behind the wheel. I was just sort of on autopilot. As I rounded a bend, I saw a semi-truck parked on the side of the road ahead of me. Not really anything out of the ordinary. Truckers will sometimes park off to the side to catch some shut-eye during their long trips across the country.
Exactly, so that's none of your goddamn business. Keep going. Keep going. It's already bad enough that you saw the semi on the side of the road. Keep going.
But there was something about this truck that unnerved me. I got the feeling that whoever was behind the wheel wasn't resting. They were waiting.
Oh no.
I slowed down as I approached the truck, and I tried to get a good look inside of the cab.
You doing too much.
But the windows were tinted, and it was very dark out. So it was like looking into a black void. I also noticed that both the truck and the trailer were completely black. After passing the truck, I sped up and returned to my original speed. I didn't want to go too fast in case a trooper was hiding out somewhere, tagging passing cars. As I continued down the road, I kept thinking back to that strange truck I saw.
Man, why?
I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was in some kind of danger. Perhaps it was just my overactive imagination.
Well, the fact that you slowed down, almost came to a complete stop. Try to look in the truck, looking clucked as shit, because that's none of your business. You are in danger. Because to me, regardless of who's on the side of the road, I'm still passing you. I'm still passing you. On me and on mothers, I'm still passing. I don't care who's on the side of the road. You know what I never understood? What really pisses me off is when I'm driving on the road and there's a cop on the side of the road, right? It can be either a cop by himself or a cop that has like the flashing lights, or it could be an accident. Regardless of the fact, if you're going the speed limit, then go the speed limit. I don't understand why you have to go from 70 miles per hour on the road. You see a cop, now you doing 50. But the speed limit is 65. Jesus.
Get a hold of yourself. It was just a trucker counting sheep on the side of the road. Saying it out loud did not make it any more convincing. There was something off about that truck.
Get off the truck! Damn!
As I was about to turn down another corner, I heard the unmistakable sound of an engine revving up behind me.
Alright. That's scary as shit. Because semis take a pretty long time. Not long. They take a good minute to get up to speed. So that means this mother clucker, the person in a semi, was hauling that. Adidas engine, Adidas tires, Adidas truck, Adidas windows, Adidas gas pedals, Adidas gasoline. Like, Jesus.
I looked in my rearview mirror as a pair of headlights came up fast behind me. I panicked and pressed down on my gas pedal, but my car was nowhere near fast enough to outrun the truck.
What?
The headlights were now directly behind me, practically blinding me. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I knew that there was something up with that truck, but now I had to do everything I could to get away from it. But the road was narrow, with no side streets or exits in sight. I was trapped out here, with this massive 18-wheeler right behind me.
What kind of car do you got? Most cars can outdrive a semi. What kind of, unless that's a Tesla. Unless that's a Tesla truck. But most cars can outrun, unless you got like a fucking Prius. Even Priuses. You know what I mean? You playing with this motherfucker.
Suddenly, a hidden trooper didn't sound too bad. As we continued down the road, the truck eventually slowed down and stayed a safe distance behind me, still not making any attempts to pass me. The truck then flicked off its headlights. Oh, hell no. I immediately sped up, looking into my rearview mirror. I could make out the vague silhouette of the truck getting further and further away as I floored it down the highway until it disappeared from view. When I finally arrived home safely, I parked my car in the driveway and went inside, making sure that all my doors and windows were locked. I was exhausted. Nothing takes it out of you like being afraid for your life out on a dark highway. I just wanted to get some sleep and put this entire thing behind me. About an hour later, I was woken up by the unmistakable sound of an idling engine coming from outside.
Oh, God.
Half asleep, I got up and looked out my window. I became fully awake once I saw what was parked outside. A black semi-truck parked in the road outside of my house. Not only was I terrified from my previous encounter, but what was equally jarring was that this massive truck was in a residential area. I have no idea how that driver maneuvered down the narrow streets. This was the first time I got a good look at the truck. It had no commercial markings on it whatsoever, so there was no chance of me calling a number to let the company know that one of their drivers is a psychopath with a bad case of road rage. Also, I never got a good look at the driver's tags, but I imagine they would have read, "Beating you." I mentally could not handle seeing the truck outside of my house. I just remember saying, "No," and crawling back into bed.
No?
I didn't have the energy to deal with this insane shit. I just remembered hearing the truck pulling away as I drifted off to sleep. To this day, I'm still not sure if the driver somehow found out where I lived, or if it was just a very vivid nightmare.
That's a hell of a nightmare. Jesus.
The next morning, I considered calling the police to report the strange encounter. But honestly, what were they going to do? There was no damage to my car, and there was no proof of what happened out there on the highway. Over the next few weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being followed. I became severely paranoid, constantly looking over my shoulder and freaking out every time I saw a dark-colored truck. One day I was walking back from the grocery store and I saw a black semi parked on the side of the road. After nearly having a panic attack, I was put at ease once I saw the commercial markings on the side of its trailer. I realized that it was just another semi-truck with a black...
Hold on. The original truck that followed you and hauled ass was on your ass and inside of that ass trying to get in that ass. That original truck could have just put, some big ass stickers on it.
Paint job. What happened to me that night was terrifying, but the fear that it caused me was taking over my ability to be rational. After a while, I could not allow it to control me anymore, and I eventually had to move on with my life. It's been years, but I still think about that black semi-truck from time to time. Ultimately, this experience has taught me to trust my instincts and to be extremely cautious when driving alone on remote roads.
Oh, no shit.
I still wonder who was behind the wheel of that truck and what their intentions were.
They're. You could have.
When I was 19,
You could have just kept driving. Fuck.
I got a job off of Craigslist as a repossession.
All right. Excuse me. That's the cluck farts. What? You got a job off of Craigslist. You got a job off of Craigslist. It might as well be the dark web.
Agent. That means if somebody isn't making their car payments, the loan provider will pay me to repossess the vehicle. It was mostly an honest living. However, it did involve sometimes trespassing onto private property, and I technically wasn't old enough to get a repo license. But I was flat-ass broke, and the men who owned the company needed someone who spoke both Spanish and English, and didn't stick out like a sore thumb in a minority neighborhood. In this line of work, you do have to consider things like this. From 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, I repossessed cars with a partner for cash commission. Throughout my time as a repo man, my partner and I found ourselves in several dangerous situations. But there is one in particular that comes to mind whenever someone asks me, "What is the craziest thing that's ever happened when you were a repo man?" It was around 1 a.m. in one of the worst neighborhoods in the area.
You know what's crazy? I've seen a video. I never really knew what a repo truck or car looked like until after I seen a video, like a YouTube short or Instagram reel, of a repo repossessing a car. Them sons of glitches are in and out. Them niggas do not waste no time at all. They are in and out. Not A through Z, not A through K, A through B. They are in and out. I mean, but I feel you. You're repossessing a car that somebody. And by all means, I would hope you would want to avoid all and any interactions with the owner of the car, because that literally has to be awkward, and your butt cheeks are getting tight if you're repossessing the car and the owner comes out. Yeah, that's a job I would not want to have. Yeah, hell no.
Since it was a weeknight, there would typically be a fair bit of activity around this time. The local drug addicts loved to hang around and watch us take somebody else's car. Sometimes they would try talking to us, which was irritating. And sometimes they would try to make a scene to warn the person that we were taking their car, which was infuriating. However, this night was unusual. There was nobody around. There was no barking dogs, no screeching cats, no sounds of traffic or wind blowing through the street. Not even crickets. Just silence. The best way I can describe the atmosphere was intense. The glow of the streetlights were a good distance away from the condos we were sent to, which made the area especially dark. Even so, the car we wanted was nowhere to be found. We decided to park our company truck right in front of the condo. I walked to the front door, while my partner went around back. I knocked. But there was no answer. I was ready to drop a contact card and get out of there, until my partner reappeared and whispered, "Hey, there's a light on inside."
Alright.
I followed him to the side of the building, where through a gap in the blinds, I could see a light on in the apartment's main room. I looked a bit closer and saw that the space was completely empty, aside from a jug of Sunny D sitting on the floor. I watched closely for any movement. After a few moments, a dog ran across the ground up to the window, and I was about to go back out front and knock on the door again, when my partner took off in a panicked run toward the truck. "Dude, we gotta go." Confused, I followed. He jumped in the driver's seat and started the engine as I grabbed the shotgun from the back seat. He threw it into gear and sped off in a hurry. My heart was racing. I was ready for a high-speed chase with the possibility of a shootout. I looked over to my partner. His face was pale white.
The hell?
And I could see beads of sweat coming down his forehead. He was driving fast, trying to catch his breath. "What the hell happened back there?" He snapped a look at me, as if I had just asked him the dumbest question in the world. "You didn't see that guy?" "No. What guy?"
What?
"In the window." "No, man. All I saw was a dog." "That wasn't a fucking dog." Now I was very confused. There was a guy running around on all fours, butt-ass naked.
What the hell?
Pretending to be a dog. "You didn't see that?" "No, man. I was only at the window for a few seconds. I thought it was a dog." "That was a guy. He ran up to the window on his hands and knees, spread the blinds, and gave me the goat." "The goat?" "He put his balls between his legs, and then he spread his ass cheeks right up against the window."
Cat, this cannot be real.
"Oh, Jesus. That's gnarly.
What?
You didn't see that at all?" "No, man. I would have remembered that. All I saw was a jug of Sunny D on the floor. And I thought there was a dog running around." "No way. There was a crazy guy in there. I saw his bare ass and everything."
Jesus.
"I really thought it was just a dog. Perhaps there was a real dog in the condo, along with the person pretending to be one. It's either that or sleep deprivation was getting to me." I don't remember much after that. We finished up our shift and went home. I went on to repossess cars for about another year before I made a much-needed change in careers. But nothing else sticks out in my mind about those days, like the terrified look on my partner's face when he told me what he saw. It wasn't the most action-packed repo night I've ever had, but it was definitely the strangest.
Anybody that has a repo?
Thank you for watching. If you have a story that you would like to share on this channel, please send it to my email, unit522stories@outlook.com. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button when notifications turned on. You can further support my channel by visiting the merch store. A link for that is in the description. You'll be hearing from me soon. Until next time, I'm your Uncle Unit. And as always, never forget. There's always a reason to be afraid.
I feel like as a repo man, you gotta have the police with you at all times, no matter who you are, no matter how many cars you repossessing. So that's a dangerous ass job. I don't know who likes to get their car repossessed and taken away from them, especially if you're in the middle of doing something. Getting married, grocery store, nightclub, pool party. at home. That's crazy. Six Flags, gas station. Can you imagine? You park your car at the gas station. Beautiful day outside, sunny. 75 degrees, not too hot, a little bit of breeze. You know what I mean? You park your car at one of their pumps. You go inside, get a few snacks or whatever, you come out, your shit got light. That's crazy. Hell no, you got all that. And it's a job off of Craigslist. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you, stay happy. My family.